Hey, welcome back. So today I'm going to share a brief story about me, and I'm going to hopefully help all of you out to have to not fall into the same trap as I have. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and like the video. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe. Okay, so I'm going to fill you in this next 3 minutes what happened. So I got a call from a guy. He said, "Hey, we partner with lawyers in your area. We want you to be on our list. We'll send you work, or they'll be able to contact you directly, these lawyers, and get you work." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds great." So then he says, "Well, for $1, we have to run a background check on you or whatever." I'm like, "Okay." So $1. I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." So I said, "Okay, fine. You can run $1." So I run it. He runs $1. I get charged $1, not a big deal. And he said, "I'm going to have this person call you. They're going to set you up on the platform so you can see all the work and whatever." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, not a problem." So then at the end of the call, he goes, I said, "Well, what's the story? Do I have to pay for this every month or something?" He goes, "Well, yeah, it's $300 a month." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to pay $300 a month for this." He said, "Well, you're gonna make your money back." I said, "I don't want to do it." I, you know, he said, "Okay, well, we'll charge you the $1. That will give you a week's worth to check it out, and then you can, decide from there." I said, "Okay, fine." So, so he does that, runs $1, and then the guy that's supposed to call me set up, I guess he called, I wasn't available, didn't leave a message, couldn't get back to him or what. I don't know what the story was. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to go through with that because I'm not set up and whatever. I'm just, nothing's happening, no phone call back. I was getting emails say, "Hey, call set up," whatever. So I looked on my bank statement today, and 2 days ago I got charged $300. I'm like, "What in the heck is this?" So I look up this email, I call the number that's on the email, it doesn't go through. I email the email that I received, I gets kicked back. So now what does that mean to me? I have to go down to my bank, cancel the card, number one, okay? And this is gonna lead into some other things that I don't do that I'm going to tell you to do. But there's a reason why I don't do what I'm going to tell you to do. But it's okay. So the first thing is I use my debit card. Okay, that's problem number one, because you don't get the same protections with debit cards as you do with credit cards. So whenever you sign up for anything or you're paying money out, use a credit card. I couldn't use a credit card because I was in bankruptcy and I don't have any credit cards. I can't qualify for a credit card. So that I'm forced to use a debit card. So that's number one why I use a debit card. So I monitor my bank statement all the time to see what's going in and what's coming out all the time. So like pretty much on a daily basis. Um, so here I might lose $300. Okay. So I already sent a message to my bank. I didn't authorize this charge. I asked, "Do you have a phone number for this merchant so I can call them?" So I'm waiting to hear back from that. But when they open here at 9, I'm going to give them a call and I'm going to say, "Hey, I need this card canceled, and I'm going to go down and get a replacement card because I don't want any more charges placed on there, and I want that blocked." And then what that is going to cause is it's going to cause a chain reaction, because it's going to affect all the other charges that I do want to come out on a monthly basis to be impacted, and then I'll have to go and fix all those. Okay. But that's a small price to pay. Okay. This when these kind of things happen. Yeah, you lose 300. I might lose $300, but it might cause me to be like, "Hey, maybe I don't need this other charge now. So I'm not going to update my credit card now or my debit card." So, so So I want you to learn two things. Number one, and I don't, you don't want to pay for work. Okay. So I don't, unless it's a service that is worthwhile. $300 a month to get work is an outrageous amount. If you're paying $50 or something like that and you're getting work, okay, fine. That's a business decision you can make. But $300, I'm essentially paying for their platform that may or may not give me work. And I know there's a lot of scams going on with the notary work that, hey, you can get loan signings and you can pay, this month for a year or whatever, and you see no work at all. And that's exactly what this is happening. And I only agreed with the guy just to get set up to see what was there, for $1. I'm like, okay, if $1, I get to see what's available and see what can turn out. Then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I see that there's a potential here or not, and I can make that business decision. Like, do I want to spend $300 or not? And if I looked at it and go, yeah, there's like 20 lawyers here, and I can get on there and spend a month and network with them and then get off, fine, it might be worth the $300, but that's not the case here. It was a total scam. I'm just getting charged with no benefit. I have no access to anything, right? I mean, literally, they took money for no benefit. I mean, I don't have access to anything at all. No website, nothing. So please don't do what I did. And of course, I'm not a new notary, and you might be a new notary and you're like, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. And here I've been in the business. I know not to do it, and I did it anyway. Because the guy was, he's like, hey, you should try this out, whatever. And he was making it sound good, because I've never been approached for somebody that, hey, we're just dealing with lawyers here. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to deal with. I don't want to deal. If he called me and said, hey, we'll set you up on loan signings, I already know there's not a lot of loan signings happening. I mean, they are happening. I get requests every day for loan signings, but it's saturated to the point that if I ask for $10 more to go a distance, I'm not getting the loan. Okay. That's how it is right now. Okay. So if somebody says, hey, can you do it for $80 or $90? If you don't say yes for that dollar amount, you're not getting it. Okay. If they want you to drive an hour from here, you're not getting it. Okay. If you're not willing to do it for that dollar amount. Okay. So anyway, so that's the story. And I just wanted to share that with you. I know if you made it this far, great, thanks, like the video. That was just my warning. So I'm out $300. I'm going to make the precautions now to go down, cancel my card, and hopefully get off them from charging me another $300 next month or whatever. So I'm going to do that right away. And that's just a warning to everybody. So keep track of your money. And, I know that you might be a person that looks at bank statements, and that's awesome that you do that. But if I were to look at only bank statements, I wouldn't have known that I got charged. It took me 2 days. Yeah, I didn't look at my bank but I look at it often enough that I saw that charge. Okay. So, and I'm like, what in the heck is this charge? Okay. So now I have to, and I'm going to do another thing when I go down and talk to my bank. I'm going to say, if I get charged, if something cannot go through, do not roll over to another account to get the money. Just decline it. Okay. And I don't think years ago you could do that. They say, okay, yeah, we're just going to decline it, no problem. But the problem is the bank gets charged for to decline it. Like there's some kind of transaction that happens. They don't want to do that. They want to make money on you. So they won't make money if they decline the charge. They make money if they say, oh, you're not you're negative and we're going to charge you for the overdraft, instead of just declining it. They won't do that. Okay. So I'm going to ask them again if they can do that. And they're saying, no, sorry, we don't offer that service. Well, why can't you offer that service? If I don't have money in the account, it's easier for you to say, yeah, there's no money, and tell the person that there's no money instead of charging me. You know, it's the same thing with if you bounce a check, right? Oh, you bounced a check. Okay, well, yeah, great. You didn't pay the check. Good. Okay, I'll be happy to pay for a bounced check because I should have known there was money in there. But it's the same thing with a debit card, I guess. I guess it's the same thing with debit card. I should have known, but anyway. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. I'm not gonna keep babbling. So have a great one, everyone.